Long ago, in a land where the mountains kissed the clouds and the rivers sang to the stars, there lay a village called Sorin, cradled in a valley of emerald green. The people of Sorin were simple folk, toiling under the sun and resting beneath the moon, their lives woven into the rhythm of the seasons. Yet among them dwelt a young man named Koan, whose nights were not blessed with the sweet embrace of sleep. Koan was a scribe, his fingers stained with ink and his heart heavy with thoughts. By day he sat hunched over scrolls, recording the village's tales and tallies. By night he lay upon his mat, eyes wide as the moon, his mind a whirl of worries. Sleep fled from him as a deer from a hunter, leaving him weary and worn. His days grew dim, his temper short, and his spirit restless, for without rest even the brightest soul fades. Koan tried all the remedies known to Sorin. He drank teas brewed from valerian root, counted his breaths until his chest ached, and even burned incense to soothe his mind. Yet sleep remained a distant dream. The village elders, seeing his plight, whispered among themselves, and at last they spoke to him. "Seek the wisdom of Master Zensho," they said, "the monk who dwells in the temple of still waters, high upon Mount Haku. If any can guide you to rest, it is he." With hope flickering in his heart, Koan set forth. The path to Mount Haku was steep, winding through forests of whispering pines and over streams that sparkled like scattered jewels. The air grew thin, and Koan's legs trembled, unaccustomed to such exertion after years bent over his desk. Yet his longing for sleep drove him onward, and by dusk he reached the temple, its wooden gates weathered but strong, like the monk who tended them. Master Zensho was a figure of quiet power, his face lined with the wisdom of countless winters, his eyes bright as a lantern in the dark. He sat beneath a cherry tree, its blossoms falling gently around him, and bade Koan sit upon a smooth stone. "Speak, young one," said Zensho, his voice soft as the wind. "What troubles your heart?" Koan poured forth his tale of sleepless nights, of a mind that raced and a body that refused to rest. "I have tried every cure, master," he said, his voice breaking, "herbs, chants, even prayers to the stars. Yet sleep eludes me, and I fear I shall waste away." Zensho listened, his gaze steady, and when Koan had finished, he rose and beckoned him to follow. They walked through the temple gardens, where moss clung to ancient stones and koi swam in silent ponds. The monk paused beside a great cedar, its trunk wide and roots deep, standing unbowed against time. "Behold this tree," said Zensho. "It thrives because it is rooted in the earth, nourished by rain and tempered by wind. If it stood still, never swaying, never growing, it would weaken and fall. So it is with you, Koan. Your body, like this tree, craves movement to be strong. A life of stillness, sitting, unmoving, chokes the spirit and banishes sleep." Koan furrowed his brow, his scribe's mind struggling to grasp the monk's words. "But I am no tree, master," he said. "I am a man, and my work demands I sit and write. How can this help me find rest?" Zensho smiled, a glimmer of mischief in his eyes, and led Koan to a courtyard where the temple's monks were at work. Some swept the stone paths with bamboo brooms, their movements steady and rhythmic. Others carried buckets of water from a nearby spring, their steps firm and purposeful. A few tended the garden, pulling weeds and turning soil, their faces calm yet alive with focus. "Observe," said Zensho, "these tasks are not mere chores. They are the breath of the body, the pulse of life. When the body moves, the mind finds peace, and sleep follows like a shadow after the sun." The monk sat upon a low bench and motioned for Koan to join him. "Your life, Koan, is one of stillness," he said. "You sit from dawn to dusk, your body idle, your blood sluggish. This sedentary way weakens you, clouds your thoughts, and stirs unrest in your soul. The cure for your sleeplessness lies not in herbs or chants, but in the strength of your own body. Move, and you shall rest." Koan listened, his heart stirring with a faint hope, but doubt lingered. "What must I do, master?" he asked. "I am no farmer or warrior. My hands know only the quill, my feet only the path to my desk." Zensho's gaze softened, and he spoke with the weight of one who had seen many lives transformed. "Begin simply," he said. "Walk each morning, letting the earth guide your steps. Carry water, sweep the ground, or tend a garden. Let your heart beat and your muscles work. For 1 hour each day, move with purpose, and your body will grow strong. At night, ease your mind with the gifts of nature. Sip tea of chamomile, dim the lanterns, and breathe slowly, as if drawing in the calm of the stars. This is the path to sleep and to a life of joy." Koan bowed, his heart lighter, though the journey ahead seemed daunting. Zensho placed a hand on his shoulder. "Trust in yourself," he said. "Resilience is born of action, and self-reliance is the root of success. You need no one to heal you but yourself." That night, Koan stayed at the temple, sleeping on a simple mat in a room open to the mountain air. Exhausted from his climb, he slept deeply for the first time in months, the monk's words echoing in his dreams. When dawn broke, he rose, determined to carry Zensho's lesson back to Sorin. The return to the village was a test of will. Koan's body, soft from years of sitting, ached with each step, but he pressed on, his mind fixed on the promise of rest. Upon reaching Sorin, he began to change his life, one small act at a time. Each morning, he walked the paths around the village, his strides growing stronger as he breathed the crisp air. He joined the farmers in their fields, carrying baskets of rice and turning soil, his hands learning new skills. When his neighbors needed aid, mending a fence or hauling wood, Koan offered his strength, finding joy in the sweat of labor. He shunned long hours at his desk, choosing instead to stand or pace as he wrote, his scrolls propped on a makeshift table. When his body grew restless, he stretched, letting his limbs unfold like the petals of a lotus. The village children, curious, followed him, and soon Koan was teaching them to run and leap, their laughter a balm to his once weary heart. At night, Koan crafted a ritual to welcome sleep. He brewed chamomile tea, its gentle warmth soothing his nerves. He dimmed the oil lamps, letting darkness cradle the room, and sat in stillness, breathing deeply, each exhale releasing the day's cares. His mat, once a place of torment, became a sanctuary, and sleep came softly, wrapping him in its embrace. Weeks turned to months, and Koan's transformation was a wonder to behold. His body, once frail, grew lean and strong, his movements sure and steady. His mind, once a storm of worry, found clarity, and his work as a scribe flourished, his words sharper and stories richer. The villagers noticed the change, seeking his counsel, and Koan shared Zensho's wisdom. "Move your body, and your spirit will follow. Strength breeds peace, and peace brings rest." Koan's resilience spilled into every corner of his life. When floods threatened Sorin, he led the effort to build barriers, his hands steady as he stacked stones. When disputes arose, his calm presence soothed tempers, earning him respect as a leader. His self-reliance, his trust in his own strength, became a beacon, inspiring others to take charge of their health and happiness. One spring, Koan returned to the Temple of Still Waters, his heart full. He found Zensho in the same garden, sweeping fallen blossoms with a bamboo broom. The monk looked up, his eyes twinkling. "You have found your rest," he said, not as a question but a truth. Koan bowed deeply. "I have, master, and more. Your lesson gave me not just sleep, but a life I never knew I could claim." Zensho nodded, his broom moving in slow, deliberate arcs. "The path was always within you, Koan. You needed only to walk it." And so, Koan returned to Sorin, his days filled with movement, his nights with rest, and his life with purpose. The tale of his journey spread, carried by travelers and scribes, a story of transformation born from a single truth. A body in motion finds strength, a mind at peace finds sleep, and a heart that trusts itself finds joy. Wellness tips: move daily, dedicate 30-60 minutes to physical activity, walk briskly, garden, carry water, or sweep. Let your body work, and your heart will grow strong. Natural remedies: sip chamomile or lavender tea at night to calm the mind. Dim lights and practice slow, deep breathing to ease into sleep. Avoid sedentary habits. Stand or pace while working, stretch often, and limit long hours of sitting to keep your body alive. Build resilience. Trust in your ability to heal yourself through action. Small, consistent steps lead to lasting change. Thus ends the tale of Koan's Rest, a story old as the mountains yet ever new, for all who seek the gift of sleep and the strength of a life well lived. Thank you for watching. If you like this story, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.